Fuck you, Samantha. Your stupidity and ignorance is astounding. You better hope I don't see you back in Decatur. Talking about my fiance like that is a good way to get your ass beaten, and I don't give a fuck who you are. This was a message that I received from a so-called friend's fiance today, all because my political and religious beliefs differ from his. People every day in this country are being put down, they are being threatened for their religious and political beliefs, and I'm sorry, but it's time for it to end. There is no reason that I should have to defend myself against somebody who has threatened me and who says, oh, that wasn't a threat, I was just saying blah, 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 trying to defend himself, even though he just clearly stated that he would kick my ass if he ever saw me back in my hometown. Let's take a moment to think about this. This is a man, a person who claims to be a man, threatening to hit a girl, a woman, and yet he's engaged to somebody. And now I don't quite understand how a woman would read this and see this and not think, oh, if he would hit this woman, why would he not lay a hand on me? How can somebody not make that connection? Because I'm sorry, if a man is willing to hit a woman, he is willing to hit his wife too. If you are misogynistic towards one woman, you are misogynistic towards all women. And how anybody can just agree to marry somebody like that, I just don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get how I'm being threatened, yet I'm the one in the wrong. So what did I do? I sent that screenshot, that very lovely screenshot of him saying fuck me and that he would beat my ass. I sent it to his mother and his father. Now, at first I couldn't find his parents on Facebook, and that's where all this went down. So I sent it to her mom, thinking, oh, if her mom sees this, she's going to be like, oh, there's clearly something wrong with this message. Like, there's something wrong with him to think that it is normal and okay to hit a woman and to threaten to hit a woman, because to threaten to hit a woman is to make a promise to hit a woman. So what does she do? Her mother gives her the phone to tell me that, oh, there's nothing wrong in this situation. He would never harm a fly. And I told her, I simply said, well, if he's willing to harm me, what makes you think that he's not going to one day retaliate and hit you just because your beliefs are different than his? But that's the thing. Ever since she got engaged to this guy, she has no beliefs. She has none of her personal beliefs. Some women, somehow, seem to think that it's okay to take on the sole beliefs of their significant other and disregard everything that they've ever believed in. And frankly, it just blows my mind, because this is how women are constantly being ridiculed and brought down. And because if one woman thinks that this is okay, it's not just one woman. I mean, half of women apparently think that it's okay for their husband or fiance to threaten another woman. They somehow think that that's okay, even though I could understand maybe somebody threatening another person if they made a threat first, but I'm going to make this very clear. I never made a threat against this man before he said that he would beat my ass. Yes, I said that he sounded unintelligent. I said that he sounded misogynistic and racist. And you know what the best part is? This all happened because we were having a conversation about Donald Trump, the most misogynistic and racist person in this country, who somehow thinks that it's okay to run for presidency and that people are actually going to elect this man. How is this okay? This is not the first time that somebody has used the beliefs and actions of Donald Trump to threaten or actually physically harm somebody. 2 men saw a Mexican, probably a Mexican American, out on the streets, just walking. And what did they do? They beat him within an inch of his life because they said that Donald Trump told them to. Not that he probably actually physically told them to, but there is a significant underlining conversation when Donald Trump speaks. He would rather see Mexicans and women beat and abused and ridiculed before they ever deserved the same rights as a white, rich man. And people are still defending this man, still voting for this man. And you want to know what their excuse is? Oh, he's not like the other politicians. He says what he believes. He's not feeding us the bullshit to get presidency. He's just telling what he believes. And yet his beliefs are suddenly okay. It's okay for a man to say that if his daughter was not his daughter, that he would sleep with her and marry her. And it's okay for a man to rape his wife. And yes, it is physically possible to rape your wife. That is a thing. You can rape somebody that you are married to. If a person says no to you and you still have sex with them, that is rape, my friend. That is exactly what rape is. So things that I just don't understand. And I know that this has turned from something that was so little of a threat against me to something so big like Donald Trump running for presidency. And I know that somehow people are going to think, well, these two are not connected. Well, this is how the whole conversation even began. So sorry, but the things are connected. And I just needed to get this message out there because I am being threatened. Other people are being threatened for their religious and political beliefs, and yet we stand up and we pretend that this is the greatest country in the world, that we are better than everybody else, that we are better than Russia, that we are better than Japan and China. And frankly, you know what? It's a load of crap, because the internet has opened up a new way to threaten and harm and beat somebody down. You can say, oh, it doesn't mean anything because it was posted on the internet. It's not a real threat. I'm sorry, but that's cyberbullying, and that is a real thing, and it can physically and mentally harm somebody. But my thing is if he thinks that him threatening me is going to keep me from going home where my mother lives, where my grandparents live, from visiting them, then he's sadly mistaken. I am done letting men who think that it's okay to beat women, to be misogynistic, to tear women down for everything that they believe in. I am so sick of them thinking that I'm just going to sit down and take it, because I know I'm not the only woman that's going to sit down and take it. And I know I'm not the only woman who's going to go against it. So it's time for women to realize that men are going to consistently tell us what we can and can't do with our bodies, with our souls. Who we are essentially is what men are trying to define us as. And I'm not saying that all men are bad, because they're not. And I know that there are some women who are bad in and of themselves. But that does not mean that you threaten them, that you threaten their life. And the biggest thing that bothers me about this whole situation is that this man who threatened me claims that he is so religious and that he is on the path to God, and he would never do anything to go against his religion. But I'm sorry, doesn't threatening somebody's life, and maybe he didn't threaten to kill me, but he threatened to beat my ass, specifically beat my ass. How does that not read that you are threatening somebody's life? And how does that read that you are religious and that you are the right-hand man of God? Because you are wrong. And frankly, it's disgusting. And if anybody would like proof as to see that this post is real, that what I am saying actually happened, apparently you can't see it, so I'm going to try to turn down the brightness on my phone. There it is, folks. And yes, you only saw it for a few seconds, but hopefully you can pause your computer and read it clear in black and white. That I was threatened because of my political beliefs, and I was threatened because of something as stupid as an argument about Donald Trump.